My name is Queen Zawaya Counts, and I would like to welcome you to my channel, When Zawaya Speaks. This reaction video is going to be a little hard for me to do. I had not heard about the atrocities that was happening in Sudan until it ran across my FYP page. A video ran across my FYP page. And I decided that I wanted to share. So those of you who were unaware of what was taking place in Sudan would now be aware of it. I have not heard or seen anything on mainstream media. I have not seen anything on CNN. I have not seen anything on Fox concerning the atrocities, concerning the ethnic cleansings that they call themselves doing in Sudan. There are satellite imageries in these videos. There are people talking about what is going on, what is happening. Some of the videos that I saw where a lady was sitting on the dirt on the ground with her 3 kids, begging them not to kill her. I saw a little boy who was running around begging them not to kill him. And these are people filming this who are doing the atrocities and putting it on social media as if it is something that's going to make people something they're bragging about. That's the only thing that I can say. And even as I'm talking about this, I could feel myself getting teary up or emotional because I was unaware. And now that I am aware of it, I decided to make these videos so that people can truly see. So to make this video so that people can truly see the atrocities. Like there are images from satellites. There's videos where they are pushing the bodies in a pit and setting them on fire, like millions, thousands of people who are losing their lives. And it's so easy for us to sit on social media to make content, to get likes, we sit here, we complain about our government, we complain about so many different things that we don't like within our government. But one thing that I can say, our government, there's not soldiers, there's not military people, there's no militia going into towns and gathering people up and brutalizing them, killing them in the United States of America the way that this is happening in Sudan. There are people who are protesting the UAE. I think that's it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do apologize. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm starting to get more into understanding what this is all about. I send healing. I send prayers. I send uplifting. I send strength. I send courage. And with these atrocities that is going on, and I'm reaching out and I'm talking to the spiritual community. I'm talking to the religious leaders. I'm talking to you all at this moment. With these atrocities that are happening, how can you still tell people to have faith and to believe in a sky God, to believe in a sky daddy, to believe in something like this, no matter what you believe in, when there are thousands of humans that are being killed, thousands of souls that are being lost, brutally murdered, tortured, burned alive. And we're still supposed to walk around in this spiritual set of things, life, and do all of these things when all these atrocities, like, yeah, there's nothing that we can do about it. But how can people still tell us to have faith? How can we have faith when we see this happening? And even though Sudan is just one part, we got the Congo. We've got other places all over the world where people are suffering, where humanity is suffering. And we wonder why there's cosmic things that are happening. We wonder why the three-eyed atlas, we wonder why these things are taking place. We wonder why volcanoes are finally coming out of their dormant stage. We wonder why, like, there's so much blood that has been spilt on this earth in the name of God, in the name of Islam, in the name of Allah, in the name of all these religious groups. Thousands of people have lost their lives. And we wonder why we still believe in these things. So yes, it has affected me. And I couldn't watch anymore because I knew I would be up all night crying, because I knew little old me, who's just a pin in a needle in a big haystack. What could I do? What could I do? Only thing I can do is just send energy, healing, and hope that everyone who is connected to Source can also take the time to send those prayers, those protection, whatever. Like, what do we gotta do? Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, will protesting even help? It baffles me that this is not on mainstream media. And if it is, I haven't seen it. So correct me if I'm wrong. And if they did show it, did they show all of the atrocities? There's a guy up there talking about how his reporter friends went over there and they were murdered. You got one part of Africa where Christians are being murdered. And what I don't understand is how these people can come into our country, follow our Constitution, laws, freedom of religion, and still celebrate their religion, their beliefs. But in other countries, we can't do that. Christianity cannot be celebrated in an Islamic country, but Islam's can be celebrated in a country that was founded on Christian beliefs. It doesn't make sense to me. So that could be a whole nother video. However, this is not made for kids. And please watch these videos that I'm about to show you. Please watch this video all the way to the end. If you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. If you don't like, still comment. But I would like to get the algorithm to pushing this out so that people can see the atrocities that are taking place. Let's get into it.
You have been lied to about the genocide that's going on in Sudan. For instance, a lot of people think that this is the real image that's taking place. This is just vegetation growth. So let me take you to the place where the real stuff is going on. This is El Fasher in Sudan. If you notice, you see all of this burnt area. All the cars, all the houses, the tents, everything burnt down. This is a mass graveside by an airport. Here, let me give you an idea of what they do. So this is where they sit here and they push a lot of people into the area. Now, another thing that they do, and I can't show you, is it's kind of like a cave that they put in there. And then they use a blowtorch. This is what takes place in El Fasher. This is where they go around burning the areas and no one is able to get out, unfortunately. So if you are new to genocide, this is an actual real thing. This is where civilians are not able to defend themselves. Take care. God bless.
When I first saw this video, I was really hoping that this was just like cattle or something. But because this is going viral, it's now being covered by alternative and mainstream news sources. There is, in fact, something horrific going on in Sudan right now. And I think the story broke because these satellite images captured this. I thought this was little piles of goats and cows and cattle and agriculture, dude, this is like the site of unimaginable unfortunateness. And it's happening now. And somehow, instead of doing something to stop this, like foreign aid, right? Billions of dollars, we just became the world's, charity. We're just donating money all over the place. But a place that actually probably could use some type of saving, I don't think that's on the list of places our money even goes to in the first place. This is happening in Sudan now.
Inside a city under siege, Sudan's Al-Fashir, occupied by the RSF paramilitary group, where civilians are trapped in a nightmare. Analyzing satellite images of the city is Yale researcher Natty Raymond.
There are simply too many objects on the ground now that weren't there before, that are consistent with the dimensions of human bodies, that we simply can't count them all.
Taken from space, these photos are the closest we can get to witnessing what's happening in Al-Fashir. And even
So I see where CBS Saturday Morning is showing this. And, like I said, if I'm wrong, and it looks like I was a little bit, but at the same time, why did it have to take all of this for this to be shown?
from high above, they show the horrors unfolding, like these large red stains on the ground.
And the only explanation we can get is that red color around an object that is between 1.3 to 2 meters, which is the average proportion of a human being, that is blood.
War has raged in Sudan between the country's military and the powerful RSF paramilitary force for over 2 years. On October 26, the RSF seized Al-Fashir, reportedly rampaging through the city. Rada Mohammed walked for days to get to this displacement camp. In the street, we saw beating, raping, whipping. They were whipping people with whips and other things, anything, even running people over with their cars. And while hundreds in Al-Fashir have reportedly been killed, the fate of thousands more is unknown. Doctors Without Borders helps run camps for people who make it out.
We know that if people are not arriving, maybe they're killed. We don't see enough women and children.
For CBS Saturday Morning, Haley Ott, London.
I'm going to explain what's going on in Sudan because this is taking a very dark turn, okay? There's two factions fighting in Sudan. One is called the RSF. Remember that name. The other one is the Sudanese military. Both of these factions are genocidists, or G-cidists, whatever TikTok wants you to say. Both of these factions are actively, historically, and almost obsessively locked into the idea of ethnic and racial cleansing of the country. Those of you who are American, you may look at the physical look of both people and say, oh, but they're both black. How could it be racial? Different countries have different rules about race, okay?
So pay attention to what he is explaining. Both of these factions, like one was supposed to come in and help the other one, but both of them are ethnically cleansing. They believe in that. And like he said, oh, don't pay attention to the color of their skin. See, we get so caught up in their black faces just like us, but they come from different countries. So it doesn't matter the color of their skin.
In Sudan, those are Arabs. If you are against the RSF, if you're seeing the videos of what the RSF is doing, that's great. It's great that you're against it. If it's great that you're going or you're boycotting the UAE because the UAE is one of the allies of the RSF. But what I don't want people to start doing, and I don't want to start seeing happen, is them actively supporting the Sudanese military. Why do I say this? The word RSF, or the name RSF, stands for, Reserve Support, right? The S in, let me just say this. The S in RSF stands for support, okay? It stands for support. Who is the RSF supposed to be supporting? The Sudanese military. What does the Sudanese military need support in doing? Eliminating the black population, predominantly Christian, so on and so forth, and the population that lives on the land that had in the past had the oil and the resources, eliminating the African Sudanese people, the South, the people we now call the South Sudanese people, the people of Kordofan, the people of Darfur, all of the Sudanese people that are my shade, and so forth. The Sudanese military had that as their goal. They had been committed to this idea for decades, before you even knew what a UAE was. Those of you who are trying to make this about the UAE is a supporter of the RSF, but this is not the UAE that's causing it. The UAE is supporting it. It's a big difference.
So as you see, he's saying that the UAE is supporting it. They may not be causing it, but why are they supporting it? Why are they supporting it?
So the Arab Sudanese military and Sudanese government was committing a wide-scale genocide on the black Sudanese people. In order to pull off a wide-scale genocide against the black Sudanese people in a very large country, and they're fighting back too, so you need support, they went and set up a support force. This support force was a conglomeration of Arab militias who have historically made their money from the slave trade, from selling black people.
All right. All right. You hear what he said. You hear what he said. Pay attention.
And from raiding and attacking black villages. They are spread throughout the Sahel of Africa, and every now and then various dictators will assemble them for the purpose of attacking black people, Christian people, non-Muslims, non-Arabs. So the Sudanese military gathered a bunch of these guys and said, attack, right? The money they were using to attack was the money that was coming from what is now South Sudan, which has oil, which has a lot of resources, which has fertile land, and so forth. So they were taking South Sudan's money, buying up Arab militias, and sending those Arab militias to kill South Sudanese people. Well, the South Sudanese people fought back. They got the support of the United States, and George Clooney was a big part of it. And they got their independence, right? They fought back, they got the support of the US, they got the support of the UN, and they got their independence, and they formed the newest country in Africa called South Sudan. So the Sudanese military had this giant Arab, specifically Arab, militia that is specifically here to unalive black people and sell black people into slavery and take their land and sell their resources.
So, you hear that? You hear that? To sell black people, to take their land and to sell them into slavery.
And it didn't have the money to pay them anymore because the people it was robbing to unalive were gone. And so, South Sudan's military was so dedicated to this project of eliminating the black population, it was so dedicated to it, that it had actually put enough money into the RSF, the support force, for it to be able to challenge the actual military. That's how important this RSF was for their mission. The RSF, having the money now, having all the, or not, let me say this, having all the weapons, being as big as or bigger than the Sudanese military and definitely more experienced, decided, why do I have to listen to you? You can't even pay me anymore. And they started attacking the Sudanese military. As people became familiar with the atrocities that both sides regularly commit, right? People began to look for a way that they can use their voice to stop what's going on and fix the situation. One smart way is attacking their allies, right? Especially the RSF's allies, because the RSF, even though it was hired by the Sudanese military and was doing and does what the Sudanese military does, it seems to do it a lot worse and is more out of control. But the RSF has the UAE as an ally because the UAE is willing to do business with it even though it's not a state actor. Most countries have to do business with state actors. It's international law. The UAE says, I'm going to go directly to them and so forth. So they are taking over the country. The places they take over, they get the minerals out and they sell it to the UAE in exchange for weapons. I'm okay with people being against the RSF. The most asinine thing a person can do is now decide that the Sudanese military is actually the good guy. The world is very complex. Often there's no good guy or bad guy, but just know what is going on is a person hired a hitman to kill somebody else or unalive somebody else. They ran out of payment money, and the hitman came to start doing it to them. That's what's going on a political level. And then both sides do what they do to their black population, what they have been doing for hundreds of years, what they're doing right now as I'm making this video, what they'll be doing tomorrow. It's just what Sudan does. This is what's actually happening in Sudan if you want to know the actual information. It's not black and white. It's not simple. So I don't know if I'm ruining somebody's fun, but this isn't supposed to be fun. Understand it for what it is before you make the situation worse and deify a genocidal Sudanese government. Thank you.
Of TikTok and making this video go viral. Like, comment, share, do whatever you got to do. People need to be talking about what's happening in Sudan. I had a friend of mine and his brother. I don't know why he took his brother, but they went to Sudan to document everything that was going on. They were at what they thought was going to be a safe distance, and there were other journalists around them. They literally fucking massacred them. Dude, there were 13 of them, and they all got massacred, and the media is not talking about it right now, and this is so fucked up, dude, because literally they massacred them in a field of which thousands of people were already massacred in. I knew Assam for over 2 years now, and he had family that was in Sudan, and that's primarily the reason of why he went, so he could document and see if he could find his family, because he hasn't talked to his motherfucking family in over 8 months, and now he's dead, probably in the same motherfucking field that they were massacred in. The entire ground is stained with blood. They literally fucking dismembered them, dude. Like, this shit is inhumane, no matter how much you want to look at it. And the UAE needs to be held responsible, because this is a motherfucking genocide. This is fucked up. This is a motherfucking war crime. And all of this shit is being backed by one motherfucking specific group that nobody wants to mention out in the public without their videos being fucking suppressed. What the fuck happened to free speech? Why are we being censored upon something that needs to be motherfucking talked about, people? These are humans. People that bleed the same motherfucking way as you do. But you want to sit in your privileged little seat, acting as if you have it all figured out, right? Not giving one fuck about it because you don't feel as if you're capable of making a difference. All you have to do is literally create a platform of your own. Utilize that platform to speak the fuck out, dude. Find ways to get in touch with these organizations to provide some sort of aid, some sort of support for them. These are innocent women and children that are being from trees. This shit is sick, man. This shit is disturbing. I don't understand how another human could possibly have the will to do this to another human. That's just the thing. It's become tradition at this point. It's fucked.
That was a little heavy for me, because everything that he spoke was nothing but the truth.
Hey, must go.
Did anybody see what the UAE is doing in Sudan? Do you all see what they're doing in Sudan? Look at the trauma, look at the deaths, look at the disaster, look at all what they have, the ethnic cleansing, look what they have going on in Sudan, the UAE. We have to get them out. Listen, they came in as partners, but they are dividing the people because of the resources of Sudan, Sudan soil. Sudan have minerals, gold, wonderful resources. The UAE are in there causing havoc. That's why millions of people are dying, because they turn them against each other for their benefits. Sudan, Africa, we must wake up. We keep on allowing these colonizations, these outside forces, outside people to come in and divide us and make us hurt each other, kill each other. We have to stop. We have to realize who we are. We don't need them. Africa stands with Africa. Each African country must come together and assist each other so that the colonizers don't get a chance to come in and do the things that they have been doing for so very long. Sudan, stand up. Stop killing your black brothers. I don't care about if he's from this tribe or that tribe. We are all one. Africa, stand up.
Sudan in the last 48 hours have been some of the most horrifyingly inhumane videos I have ever seen. They're forcing people to dig their own graves and mowing them down, raping women and children. They're going into hospitals, shooting people on their deathbed, and stealing the supplies. So much blood has been shed in El Fasher in the last 48 hours that you can see that the soil is stained from drone footage. And the world continues to remain silent. The worst part about these videos is that they are not being filmed by the victims. They are being filmed and posted online by the perpetrators of these atrocities. Media refuses to accurately cover this situation, and our world leaders continue to downplay how horrific of a humanitarian crisis this is. This is not a civil war. This is a genocide that is funded by the UAE. This is not a civil war. This is a genocide that is funded by the UAE. And if you're watching this right now and you feel powerless to do anything about it, I get it. You're just a person scrolling online. What can you do? I feel the same exact way every single time I see my people being slaughtered. I feel so powerless that I can't really do anything about it. But I have my voice, and so do you. So all I'm asking you to do is to talk about Sudan. The Sudanese people deserve a voice. Say something.
Asking, if everybody is talking about Sudan now, why are some Sudanese people still upset? And the answer to that is quite simple. The conflict in Sudan did not start today. It did not start yesterday or last week or last month, and it definitely did not start when it first hit your feed. For generations, Sudan has been going through conflict and civil unrest silently. And just like many other third world issues, it was swept under the rug as being just another third world problem. So let's take a quick journey through history to kind of understand what has been going on throughout the years and how long this has truly been happening for. In 2003, two major rebel groups, the Sudanese Liberation Army and the Justice and Equality Movement, rose in Darfur. They accused the Sudanese government of ignoring their region and marginalizing non-Arab communities. In response, the Sudanese government supported and armed Arab militias, the Janjaweed, who carried out brutal attacks on civilians, looting, burning villages, raping, and systematically targeting ethnic groups, such as the Darfur and the Zaghawa. By 2004, the violence had escalated to such a level that it was described as ethnic cleansing with major forced displacement. Over 1 million people were forced from their homes, and hundreds of thousands died or were trapped in internally displaced persons camps. On April 8, 2004, a ceasefire was signed between the Sudanese government and the rebel groups, but it was weak. There was no true enforcement, there was no disarmament plan, and civilians continued to be attacked. On April 11, 2019, Omar al-Bashir, who ruled Sudan for 30 years, was overthrown in a military coup after months and months of public protest. The people were now calling for a civil government. Fast forward to April 15, 2023, a war for total power broke out between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces that has roots in the Janjaweed. What started as a revolution turned into a civil war and turned into what we now know as a proxy war. So yes, you are talking now, and that matters. But what matters more is that you continue talking. After generations of silence, cycles of violence and struggle, one post, one conversation, one act of awareness is unfortunately not enough. You need to be consistent. You need to keep talking, keep sharing, keep reposting, donate where you can, and continue to amplify Sudanese voices loudly, consistently, and unapologetically. Because Sudan does not need your performative activism. Sudan needs your consistent attention.
I liked that last video. And like I said, I didn't even know how bad it was until I saw the video. Better late than never. And she gave us a timeline of when this happened. She gave us a whole timeline, 2003 up until now, and it is still going on. But what she has got to realize is that we didn't have TikTok in 2003. We didn't have a lot of the social media platforms that are available now. And I know a lot of people want to kill TikTok, but it's because of TikTok that we are able to see these atrocities now. We didn't have access to that information. We couldn't see it. We didn't know what was going on. No one. But TikTok started providing a means and a way for people to see the things that was going on, and all these social media platforms was giving us information that mainstream media have been programmed not to reveal to us. So we're not up here being performative. We're not up here trying to get likes and views. We're saying something about it now because we're seeing it real time now. And we didn't see it back in 2003 and 2004. We didn't see it. Now we do. Now we can use our voice to talk about it. Now we can share. Now we can react. And now we can feel and stand. My name is Queen Zoaya Counts. Thank you for listening and subscribing to my channel, When Zoaya Speaks. Peace.